happening, everyone? It's been a few days since I last made a video, so I wanted to give you a little update. So where I left off was doing the faction war. That night I had played for about an hour and went to bed. Next day I promptly went out and lost the ship. No big deal. After that I decided, with all the pirate blobs everywhere, I needed to ship up. So I went and got an assault frigate. I got a Vengeance. I'm very happy and like that ship. I do very well in it. And I went down another pipeline and I started capturing a site, and no one was in there. And then a whole fleet of blues showed up, and I'm like, hey guys, and then I wave, and then next thing you know, they all attacked me after they warp in, and we sat there a minute and they just blapped me. And yeah, I didn't know that blues shooting blues was a thing, but apparently it is in faction war. Lesson learned. So I think it has something to do with they don't get the standings if someone's already in there, or the points or something. I don't know. But it doesn't make sense to me to be in faction war because, blues are reds and reds are reds. Well, that's the way it is being neutral. And if I'm neutral, I can fly anywhere in space I want because the faction police won't come out and kill me in Jita. So it just doesn't make any sense at all to be in faction war. So I decided that, based on that, it's just not going to work out very well at all. Alright guys, if you're still with me, here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to do a see-through wormhole with a rattlesnake. We're going to go all out. Why a rattlesnake? Well, that's thanks to Algo, the Polish guy. He did this YouTube series. It's an excellent watch. Definitely go check that out. He did this series of trying to see through wormhole, and it was incredible. I really enjoyed his whole series. I watched it I think twice. I'm just liked everything about it. It was well done. The commentary was good, and I learned a great deal. But what I really liked about it is when he went in there, he didn't have a lot of experience, and as he learned, he explained what he learned and why things worked the way they did. And that I really took a lot from that. So I basically took his, he shared his fit and everything, so I have his last fit, towards the end of his series, he had it all dialed in and kind of blinged out to where it did it the most efficiently. So this is exactly his fit. And I brought with me, like a gecko and all the supplies I'm going to need for a run. And I also have a PvP fit in there with some heavy newts and stuff too, just in case for PvP. So I should be in good shape. The only difference is I have max skills. So this thing right now is going to put out 1,113.2 DPS. That's insane. And I have max tank skills, drone skills, and missile skills. So this is really going to be a testament to this ship and what it can do. First, if we look at the missiles, I got everything to 5 and specializations to 4. Same thing with drones. I got all that to 5 with the specializations to 4. And then same thing with shields. I got everything to 5 actually on the shields. Want to spawn it in here? Engineering? No. Shields. Yeah, everything to 5. So this is going to be a great series to see what this thing can do at its full potential. It's going to be awesome. Let me tell you, to go into a wormhole, into something you've not done before, a C3, pushing 1.3 billion here in the ISK department. That's a butt-clenching moment to go into there. So this is going to be, the seat of your pants stress, to say the least. remember as a youngin', if you did something bad, like the hair would raise up on the back of your neck when you know you're about to be in trouble? Seeing those scan probes on a ship when you have a ship that expensive, it was like that. So I seen them and I was like, let me just cloak up and check around with my alt to see what's happening. Well, I'm glad I did. And in a matter of 20 minutes, there were like 14 splashes on the wormhole. They're all Stratioses, and they would just pop in, cloak up, and warp to the general, like near one of the planets. So they were fleeting up to get me. So a new wormhole had opened to HiSec. The one I came in on closed, and I took my alt out and sold the loot and bought more light drones. On the first clip, you'll notice like the UI is very small. I play with it at 150% because I don't see very well, and I lost a couple drones because I couldn't see. So after I made the change, I could see everything. It was more comfortable. So what I can tell you is there's a lot of micromanagement when doing the C3. Lots of fitting, spamming D-scan, watching the drones like a hawk. You really have to watch those because it only takes a couple seconds to lose a light drone, and it's you don't want to be without them. And being pointed, webbed, and nuded all at the same time, while there's a potential hostile that could jump in at any time. Woo! Man, that gives you a rush. So ultimately, at the end, I waited a while, and they weren't going to give up the nice rattlesnake kill side to side to leave with the rattlesnake. So that completed my experience thus far. So here's what you don't know. It took me 7 hours to find that wormhole. As I searched for them, I would find them, but they weren't many sites, or there was active people flying around. So they were very active, even going up different chains looking for them. This one I found, and it was a HiSec pipeline, but it was down a pipeline that was very quiet. So I was like, yeah, there's no local traffic to come in here, so let me do it. So I did. And there was only 2 corps in there. The one only had 2 members, and the other one, I think, had over 20 or so. It was kind of, and the kill board, there was a kill that day, and then every 6 days there was like a kill. So it was really like what I was looking for. I mean, it was a great find. It did have some negative wormhole effects like drone tracking and stuff like that, but I wasn't really worried about it too much. So that said, the Rattlesnake did excellent. I would add that you want to bring along a drone augment link for that top slot to extend your range. When they were over 50k amount, like those missile battery things, I had to just use missiles, so I used ballistic control systems just to knock those out. So that was the one change that I would have made. Ultimately, for the amount of time that I spent, I made a lot of ISK, like a few hundred mil in a short period of time. But if you calculate in the time it took me to find the wormhole, which is 7 hours, and factor that into the equation, it's terrible money. So that said, is it worth it? Absolutely. But to do it, you would need to be in a corporation with an infrastructure already set up so you can land in there and just, dock up and have all your fittings and stuff in there. It'd be much easier. Plus, you have people to help you to watch local, and the money is good. But as a solo nomad, nullsec is definitely the way to go, because you could just rat and do DD sites in deep blue territory with an intel channel. You got local. It'd be a lot more relaxed, less micromanagement, and watching everything like a hawk like you have to do with a C3. So that's my assessment overall on the C3 wormholes. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Is it worth to do solo? Not really. It can be, but you're going to be locked down. If this investment was like a battle cruiser, oh man, I'd be on this all the time, because I don't care if I lose a battle cruiser, because like in an hour I can make it back. But with this ship, the cost and bringing all that with me is just too great. Too great. Like, I didn't even make the money back that I invested yet, and already I was running into hostiles. So it's just something to consider. That, and there's no one in their right mind that's going to pass up on a rattlesnake kill. So just bringing something this shiny or like a marauder in there is just asking for trouble, really. It really is. So you really want to be in a corporation to do something like this. But I have to say, I did enjoy it. It was very fun. I liked being able to fit on the fly and just like refitting for the situations. I had a great time, actually. I really enjoyed it. It might be something I'll do for fun in the future. Not so much for the ISK, but just for the PvE challenge of it. There was a couple times where I got close because I was pushing the DPS just try to get it done. And oh man, it was great. It was a good time. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and that's my review of the C3 Wormhole. I would love to do one much harder with a group of people. That would be the best. That would be real fun. So there it is. I hope you learned something from this. You have yourself a great evening.